Hello everyone, this is Cappy Pappy, and today I'm going to show you how I was able to speedrun Find the Simpsons in less than 21 minutes. Now, Roblox. Why would I be speedrunning a Roblox game? Well, actually, it's because my little brother, he just adores Roblox. Every time he comes home from school, he asks me to play this game with him. Now, this is the part that's been pretty tricky. That's why I usually pick it for the first part of the speedrun. The bowling minigame is probably has nothing to do with RNG, but it's so difficult to figure out that I typically see it as a run killer. But, so you got a strike there, good. But you'll see after a while it takes me a lot longer to get a strike than I want it to be. It usually gives me a lot of trouble. I suggest for anyone who wants to do this run to do the bowling alley first. There's not much commentary I can leave here, so I'll just leave you here. You'll see I got pretty lucky there. Usually when I try to do this, it takes me like 20 or so rolls. That ends up making me have to kill the run entirely. Now this is the bowling alley stage. It's pretty fine under normal circumstances, but once you're using the rollerblades, it becomes a lot more difficult. If you want to repeat this speed run, I would suggest sticking with the roller skates, because the skateboard and flight give an unfair advantage, I'd say, to people who are willing to spend more money on it. It becomes more of a pay-to-win speedrun in that case. Besides, flying is cheap. Well, I'm surprised I got that on my first try. Usually I end up falling over quite a few times. Now, of course, once I'm done the bowling alley, I like to go through the house of Homer Simpson and the Ned Flanders house. Because typically in these kind of runs, you have to... Actually, no, I should explain that better. To enter many of the other locations throughout Springfield, you have to open up certain triggers. And most of these triggers are just inside Simpson's house and the Flanders house, so you'll see I keep going here. As you notice, I have my cursor hovering over that section of the map, because that's where the skip button always ends up appearing. Now, I could probably press these a lot quicker, but I'm not much of a speedrunner, so oh well. I almost missed the pig there. I'm glad I remembered it when I did. Okay, now the dumbbell lobby is pretty tough. It's quite narrow, so I suggest you first start on the heads when it's horizontal, and when you go vertically, just try to stay on the stems as long as you can. They're not called the stems, the iron bars. I'm sorry, I'm a fool. Now when you go through the upper floor of Ned Flanders' house, you can ignore most of the rooms except for Rod and Todd's, because they're otherwise empty. Yeah, it's quite it's quite different from the Simpsons house. I mean, there's stuff you have to find in every room there. You know, see I struggle a bit getting up to the attic here? No, the attic with the secret room with disgust. Yeah, it's an attic. Now, I think here, if you wanted to save some time, you could just go behind the retirement castle, select a flower, and just go through spawn and grab those while you're doing that. Because there's a long cutscene when you grab the flower that leads you to the secret area. So, I'm really lucky I managed to get through that apple lobby on my first try. Now the hitbox for the WWE television is a bit finicky, but it's typically not too tough. Now before I was doing this run, I used to think that just throwing the dart would give you the Dart Homer trophy, but you actually have to hit it onto the dartboard. I don't know why I didn't realize that any sooner. As I say, I wasn't super prepared there, so I had to move the cursor over pretty quick. Now, aside from the bowling alley and then Homer and Ned Flanders places, I didn't really have a set route for this stage, so just have to bear in mind I'm just kind of going wherever. Now, I missed the Angel Lisa on top of the church for now, and that's gonna end up biting me in the ass sooner or later. Now, I think if you are a new runner, one of the first things you should do is try going through this laser maze, because it can be pretty difficult to go through if you're new to this. Now, this video just really goes out to my little brother. He is nice. He just turned 5 not long ago. That's actually kind of the reason I made this channel. Now this part is pretty difficult, just trying to get the trampoline to bounce you high up. That is definitely something that I would classify as sort of RNG. At least that's what my other brother calls it. I have 2 brothers, one is 17 and one is 5 right now. Now I'm lucky here, I don't think I bounced. Yeah, sometimes when you fall down the hill you end up bouncing when you reach the floor. Oh hey, come here! I'm recording a video, it's the Simpsons. Say hi.
Hi.
That's my brother.
Your brother?
Yes.
Whose brother?
My brother. You are my brother.
You're calling your brother?
You're a dork.
Hi!
Don't do that. So anyway, here I am going through the school. Nothing too important here, but it's one of the few places where you're gonna have to find a key in a different place. Usually the keys that lead to secret rooms in certain areas are usually located within the same thing. But for the purple key, you need the brown key, which happens to be in Ned Flanders' home. That's why I stopped there early on. You're kind of goofy, you know that? Well, that was the special guest appearance from my brother. Also, I've gone through this run a lot of times, so it's become pretty straightforward. One thing you do have to watch for are the 4 boxes. The yellow box is located in the bowling alley. It's really easy to miss and pretty easy to forget the location to. I think later on in the run I ended up worrying that I killed the run because I forgot about the yellow box. But thankfully I go through and make sure that it's alright. I already picked it up earlier in the run, so I had no reason to worry, but it can be so esoteric that it truly does become a lot easier to forget. Now you'll notice that I'm not climbing up onto the roofs of some of these buildings. You really should be doing that whenever you can. Because they ended up being the last Simpsons I had to find. I had to go on the Pedia page. You'll see there's a panel down there which says Pedia. I had to climb on there. Yeah, here's where I find out they have the box. You have to click on the Pedia page to find out which Simpsons you haven't got. Now I'm morphing into Bart for something later in the run, but basically, in order to enter the Aztec Theater, at least go inside of it, you need to morph into Bart. There is a reason why, but I don't care. Now, this is not how you're usually supposed to get on top of Mr. Burns' house. There are the set of stairs in the back, but they're really difficult stairs to climb up, and I, for the life of me, can't get up there. Now, this is a neat trick. You can just strafe along with the skates, and you'll have just enough distance to pass through. I ended up messing up a couple times here, but that's alright. This speedrun is by no means meant to be perfect. It's really just a demonstration of what can be possible. I'm certain that there are going to be a lot of players more advanced than me who can do this. Oh, hey! How you doing? Where'd you go? Oh! He's poking his head out my door. It's cute. Are you alright, kid? He brought his Buzz Lightyear toy. Now, in here, there's a guy that shoots at you. You can just run straight to him. You don't have to worry about dodging the bullets. They do hurt you, but the damage they cause are so minuscule that it's really not worth worrying about. Besides, it's not like it's easy to die in this anyway. I think the main challenge is just like a scavenger hunt. Gesundheit.
Who was that sounds behind you? But who is that?
This is just a video, kid.
Who was
I don't know why I went around there. I guess I was just worried that I forgot someone. Now, if you want to climb up the Aztec, usually I before used to just take off the roller skates because it was kind of tough. But I find that if you use that tree, you can actually just skip that one pillar altogether and just climb up onto the marquee.
And fall.
Now, look away if you don't want to be spoiled, but, you know, this was in the 90s, so I'm sure everyone knows already. Yeah. Don't listen to the microphone, please. Maggie shot Mr. Burns. Now, this is the part that gets pretty long. Between the cutscene of you opening up the cubes and watching the Itchy and Scratchy movie, I can say there's definitely a lot of time that is killed here. There may be some skips that are possible, but I haven't found them. Of course, what you want to be careful for is once that Itchy and Scratchy movie ends, you want to make sure that you don't end up accidentally activating it twice, because that can waste a lot of time and most definitely would kill a speedrun. Now, I had a bit of struggles with this laser maze here. You already saw that climbing up was a bit of a tricky thing, but the maze itself isn't actually too tough. I think the biggest hurdle is that a jump at the end. How you doing, kid? Now we get two more futuristic Simpsons, which is President Lisa and Adult Bart. You'll see I'm checking here to see what I'm missing from the fridge list. There's Lisa President, as they say. And here we go to grab Adult Bart. Not that far away. He's just in that little staircase. Now I forgot to get the rabbit plush earlier, so I should have done that a bit before. And I'm taking a quick detour to the Springfield Retirement Center, or castle rather. And I forgot to grab Helen's moment here. That is something which is my fault. It takes me a little while to figure out though. Now I did end up messing up a bit with this puzzle. But I ended up going right onto the Maggie Among Us for some reason. It's 2022, that joke is horribly outdated now, and I don't like it. I think in an earlier run, I kept spelling Homer, yet it didn't work. Now I do take a while to twist the camera around. I'm sure some people can do it quicker, but I'm not super duper accurate. Now here's where I grab the flower. Now, when you do this, you can definitely go into spawn, grab all the characters in there a bit quicker. Now I was also considering doing this at the very start of the run, because these pyramid jumps can be a bit difficult. Having a good day, kid? Do you like Roblox?
What?
Do you like Roblox?
I do.
Yeah. Is it your favorite game?
Yeah.
Why?
What is the eyeball?
It's a pyramid. What makes Roblox your favorite game?
That new phone game is scary, and that's my favorite. And you can call him, and the creepy monsters in that one is so scary.
Now we're reaching the point of the run where I'm having a bit of trouble remembering what characters I'm missing. So you'll see me just wandering around for a bit. This is definitely not the best. Oh, that was awful. Now I'm most certain that you can do a sub 20 if you play your cards right. Is that your kid? No, it's okay. Do you have your Buzz Lightyear toy?
Yep.
Is he cool?
Yeah. It's potty will show up.
Oh dear. We'll have to fix that.
And I lost a piece.
Yeah, the nice thing about that ice maze is that it's, even if it takes a while, you can go through the Wikipedia to see which characters you may be missing. Like, by seeing Ken Brockman, I realized that I was missing these guys up here on the cooling towers. Now, I'm sure that if you use the rollers right, you might just be able to cross the gap between the two coolers and you won't have to worry about the steps, but I'm not that skilled. I'm certain you can do it with a skateboard. Now this is a fairly difficult one, Homer Hulk. Just see they added a shirt to him. Censorship, darn. But yeah, sometimes you'll just end up falling down the wall without activating the trigger for Homer Hook. Oh yeah, when you want to go down to the jail cell and you want to grab this key, you're gonna want to turn off any speed ups you have, because otherwise you won't be able to you won't be able to cross them. You'll be too tall. Because we've been running for a while, my audio is starting to mess up. I'm gonna try fixing that sometime in the future. But, you know, I'm not really paying much attention to it. This isn't really a big YouTube channel that I'm planning. It's just something for my little brother to Somehow I missed Cletus in the dump. Even though I picked up the other two, I was pretty embarrassed by that. Now, the last 3 or so characters, I believe they were, yeah, on top of roofs. Like, you'll see that lady's on top of the Quickie Mart, which in here is just called the store. I do have a bit of trouble getting on top of the roof. There might be a better way to do so, but I wouldn't know. Yeah, you'll see I realize that I'm missing Angel Lisa and Richard Jackson, and he's on the Bolorama, which I was actually heading to, which is quite lucky. Now, if you'll notice, I've been using a lot of music from the Simpsons arcade. That is because in the actual game here, it only uses about, 2 songs, and it gets kind of obnoxious. Well, there we go. That's that.